Hey everyone, I'm really excited to share this with you as I've wanted to do a podcast style recording for ages now. It's nothing serious, but I just really enjoy chatting to people, so I'd really like to do a few more moving forwards. I kicked things off with Eddie and Cole. He's pretty easy to talk to, so I thought it was a good place to start. He talks a bit about the Van Zacks mansion, making calcium pills to help with recovery, taking the under-21s Enduro team to their strippers before they won the Trophy of Nations, and he finishes up things with a few stories about Marshy last year. I really hope you enjoy it. I enjoyed the process and I'd like to do a few more moving forward. So let me know what you think and enjoy.
Guys, terms.
You're a bit of a podcaster, eh?
Oh yeah, I've got one episode under my belt.
What was that worth?
Behind enemy lines.
Who was it with?
No, we did a pivot one.
Oh yeah, you all sat down.
Yeah, we just sat around drinking bottles of wine and talking shit.
Yeah, well that's what got me inspired for this.
Yeah.
I was like, if they can do it, all we need is a bottle of wine, a laptop and we're good to go.
It's definitely not as easy, even when we did that one, and we know each other really well. It was quite awkward.
Yeah.
But that was because I'd like hatched questions.
Yeah.
So then, as soon as you ask a question, you're like, they answer it, and then it just goes quiet.
Yeah.
But then once you get onto a topic and start talking shit,
Your way.
it flows nicely.
And when you have a few more wines and a few more cruises, then
Vodka cruisers, bold, black, currant, and apple.
Personal favourite, this one?
it's good for keeping the conversation rolling, I think.
Hopefully.
Well, we just had a guts full today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's start off. You were saying before we start recording, you said about you've had the week from hell, and you guys are leaving tomorrow. What time do you leave tomorrow to go to Europe?
Oh, Cole doesn't leave. I don't know why Cole's
Oh.
not. I don't know why Cole thinks he's stressed out.
Oh, the stress like pushed over onto me and it made me think that I was leaving tomorrow.
I'm leaving tomorrow at 12, and I've been telling everyone this week that I've been chipping away at my jobs, but I really haven't, because today I woke up and I was like, shit, I've got so much to do. And, yeah, it's just bottlenecked.
Compiled.
And then, yeah. But slowly getting it done. Walker couldn't make it because he's still otherwise occupied with his
He's
admin.
stuck in the bottleneck.
Yeah.
He's not through the other side yet.
I mean, moving out of your room and stuff's always hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you not? Because you guys, if people have been following the zoo sort of stories, you've obviously got like probably the best house in Queenstown.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The best house for some things,
Yeah.
and maybe not for others.
But you've not found anyone to find the room. For the room.
No, we've got both all of them filled.
Oh, they're filled.
Yeah.
Well,
Easy.
There you
We
go.
had
Piece of cake.
applications coming out our ears.
Oh yeah. What was the scrutinying process? Did you have them in for an interview? Was it a group
We
of-
just kind of wanted someone someone new, but we ended up getting Minji and Elvis.
Mint.
Yeah, so that's easy as, and Elvis is an ex-chef, so the boys will be stoked.
Yeah.
But it's just moving out of your room sucks. We've unlocked a new zone and
Yeah, the
got
garage space is
we've
a
got, like,
serious unlock.
in the loft of the garage.
Right.
It's like a trapdoor,
Like,
Yeah.
so we've just got everything up there.
new level.
Yeah,
All our bikes,
it's like a new unlock.
helmets,
Yeah.
everything we're not taking is just in the roof of the garage now.
Yeah. So they, the boys got that house in. How did it come about, that house? Because I'm sure, like, if you've not been, people have probably definitely seen stories or something that's come out of it. Because it's a bit of a party, bit of a playground, motor supercross tracks in the back garden.
It's a
got a
compound.
complex.
It's
yeah,
a compound.
Definitely a compound.
Yeah, yeah. It's the
Boys'
middle-
paradise.
Yeah.
Really.
No, it's the crusty demons of sand compound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then how did the boys fall on that one? Because you've got a pretty good reputation in town for with the rental agencies. So
Yeah,
when
I've
Jackson
definitely got
Davis
a-
walks into Harcourts, it's not the easiest conversation.
I've definitely got a bit of a blemished record, but officially no one else does, just myself and James Hampton from some previous indiscretions at another house. But it just came up on loads of people have scored these COVID mentions
Yeah.
just from
I think Jacko just found it on Facebook.
it just came up on Facebook.
Scrolling at the end of lockdown, just came upon it, and then I think they like biked around and checked it out, and they're like, "This place looks, man." Eddie and I didn't move in for like the first 2 months, so we didn't see when they first moved in, but I think it was like a bit of a mess. They had like grass up the side of the house.
You can check it out on the Van Zacks YouTube. There's all the makings of the zoo pretty much in the vlogs. But yeah, I think when they moved in, it was like pretty overgrown. And then they just went to town and restored it back to its former glory and then some.
If not better, yeah. I think a lot of people would say it's a bit of an upgrade. Not many houses in Queensland have a supercross track in the back garden.
Nah, supercross track, outdoors track.
I think it used to be like a full, the people before the person that owns it now used to have like immaculate garden, like one of the nicest gardens in Queensland. There's like a video on Vimeo.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like insane.
Yeah, it won heaps of awards.
Well, I'm sure it'll win even more now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like with the ponds and stuff.
Yeah, one of the old ladies comes around and like trims some of the trees because she wants some of
cutting
the plants because like, I think heaps of them are quite nice.
And there's so many fruit trees, it goes insane with the fruit trees. So it's pretty sweet. And we were super lucky because we've got a very lenient landlord.
Yeah.
And we also don't really have any neighbours, which means...
Max noise.
Yeah.
It allows for some pretty good parties, without really...
Without causing any trouble.
Yeah.
So it's ideal for everyone.
Yeah, I don't think that house could have gone to a better bunch of people that would have used like the whole area to the...
Yeah, we definitely maximised the space.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. It'll be a shame when the day we have to move out, but...
It'll be probably a week-long process.
It'll be a pretty good send-off though, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It might be easy to pack up, it might just get burnt down. Who knows?
Yeah, I was saying we need to be careful about if people knew that it was the last party, because some damage might be done, but...
Yeah, I'm sure that won't get out at all.
But it makes it sad. it makes it sad leaving because you like, with COVID and stuff, we've spent like quite a lot of time at home in the last year and a half. So you get kind of used to it.
It's got to be the most time for most people in your guys' profession that you've spent at home. I guess in one stint for a while now. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, for a long time. It's probably the biggest stint he's done.
Yeah. So. It was like, up until like a week ago, it was definitely mixed emotions because I was like really enjoying being at home. But then now that it's gotten bullshit cold.
Oh man, it's dropped off a bit.
Yeah, because I was like, the riding here was so good, and it still is. But it just gets a bit harder and harder to get motivated to go.
Yeah, it was like minus
pedaling.
5 the other morning. I was like, I don't think I've experienced minus 5 in a long time.
No. Well, this is your first full Queenstown summer, is it? Or is it?
Yeah, this is my first full Queenstown summer. I've always done like little stints, but first full one. So
even up north for you, it's normally pretty warm this time of year.
Like even when we have friends come down, they're like, I can't believe how cold it is down here. I'm like, really? It's like, I thought it was all good.
Yeah.
So just you need to go home and then realise that the North Island's way warmer.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I went home last week and it was mint. I was surfing and it was sweet. It was cruisy as. And then down here it's like
almost snowboarding. Yeah.
But
so the pack-up's still underway for tomorrow.
It's always underway. It never ends because you forget stuff.
It seems to flow a bit better when you're like deep under stress though.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I wish I wasn't. I didn't leave everything to the last minute, but it definitely makes you do it.
It is. It is.
It's
it
way
just has to.
easier.
Well, you got no choice really.
Yeah, it's way easier. But we don't have to take bikes.
Oh, that makes life.
So that makes it easier. But then we have to take. Yeah, but then you just got to find places to put it and whatnot. But we're slowly getting through it.
So you say it's been a week from hell. Are we still?
No, it hasn't really been the week.
So there was just the pack-up.
That's that's a mess.
So that's where it started and ended. Was the pack-up?
It's kind of just been the day from hell, but it's just a bit stressed out. Hence why we've got a box of vodka cruisers.
Well,
stress relief.
Yeah, we've had a go.
Pretty good for the body and the mind and the soul.
And I always like to be a little bit hungover for a big flight, because then
I reckon that's the best travelling tip.
Yeah, there's my travelling tip.
As a takeaway from this, we could probably just end it there and happy travels.
Get on a belter before you leave for 12 hours, 15 hours.
And then you just hop on the plane and you're just like, oh, finally.
Can make the check-in a little bit stressful though if you're a little bit overweight.
I think I'm going to be sweet, which is nice.
Yeah. Well, minus the bikes, that's got to be a pretty nice change for you guys.
Totally. Oh, we got to take a frame, so I got to have a box, but it's pretty chill. But yeah, what have you been up to?
What have I been up to? Oh, we're quite exciting, eh? We're getting into the winter maintenance for the Skyline Bike Park. Well, sorry, not the Skyline, the Queenstown Bike Park. So there's going to be quite a few trail builders on there this winter, so things should get pretty
I've heard there's a lot happening.
Oh yes,
there's a lot.
actually, can you tell us?
There's probably not too much I can say at this point. I'm sure it all, yeah. But what people need to can know is there's going to be stuff happening there. Not crazy crazy upgrade developments, if you like, but all the trails that are currently there are going to hopefully get a pretty good fluff. And should be almost like we want to call it a reset, rather than it's not just going to be like, almost like try and take it back 3 years kind of worth of, I don't know, erosion, if you like. Yeah, so many hands make light work for that one. We normally have a pretty small crew, and we can rattle through it in the 4 months off we got, but it's what you can get done is, you got to sometimes just go with that's good enough. Whereas now we're going to get plenty of hands and all pretty experienced guys up there, so it's going to be pretty good. Pretty bloody good, I think. Coming into next season.
Frothing.
Next season.
Yeah, I heard a few whispers about that, and I was like, mean.
Yeah, and then there are developments on the horizon as well.
Mm.
It's just getting all the right boxes ticked up until that stage. That's why I can't really say much now because nothing's confirmed. So I don't want to say this is going to happen and then it not happen. So
everyone's hopes up.
Yeah, so everyone just watch that space. I'm sure it'll be on the Skyline Instagram page or on a few other people's.
Yeah,
but it's good, even if there's nothing new. What's the maintenance that's going to be done is going to be quite refreshing on the old arms because cops a bit of a hammering over midsummer. Your hands get pretty done in.
Pretty impressive how well you keep the trails up there maintained though.
Yeah,
not many bike parks have trail crew that actually are lifties and then go out and patch and actually do work that needs doing.
Well, I think key thing for the hiring I do, I won't get anyone that's you got riders, but then you've got almost a few different degrees of rider, and you can kind of tell who's really the passion, the passionate riders what I guess you want to go for. You don't want somebody who thinks they're too cool for school. They're just there to I don't know, just be part of the crew so they can make friends. Not that that's a bad thing, but they need to be there because they're passionate and love and they want to push the park into cool direction. And everyone we got, we've had Jacob who's unfortunately leaving, but he's going to go and do cool things with his next venture, I guess. But Jacob's been epic over the last few years, and then
kind of passes the torch to Matt Begg a bit.
He passes the torch on definitely to Matt and a few of the boys, I guess I got it from Kep a few years ago. Kep was mad. You guys know what it was like if you cutted his turns.
The bike park sheriff.
He'll come after you with a
2-week ban from the bike park sheriff.
We got. You both got banned.
We both got ourselves in some hot water.
It was our own fault.
Yeah, the creative lines. There was a bit too much creativity.
Yeah. So, but no, I think it's I don't know. As funny as it is, and I think it's good to have those, that sort of discipline, if you like, around it. It's not just we're not there to fuck around with it and try to make the best bike park in the world. No, it might not be the biggest.
I'd say I'm pretty biased, but I reckon in terms of the
in terms of the variety of trails and the actual, I reckon it's the best.
It's the technical trails are pretty technical, and then the jump trails.
It's all good. Comes down to opinion, but
but Whistler, obviously Whistler's got the jumps and stuff, and if you could copy and paste Dimension or A-Line into Skyline, then it would just tick all the boxes.
Yeah.
But Whistler doesn't have the downhill tracks that we've got, or the combinations that you can do. It's sick.
Yeah, I definitely think when you say we want it to be the best bike park in the world, it doesn't mean we judge ourselves against Whistler, because I don't think you can. It's totally different, but for what guys will get out of it, and I don't think for every rider it is. I think some riders.
But if you come here in April, you're this is the best time of year to ride. It's so good. Yeah.
Even when it's dewy in the morning, it just makes the track run so nice.
No. So no, it should be pretty exciting, and we'll see. Hopefully, a few more borders open, and unfortunately, it means the lines might come back. It's been bloody awesome this year with no lines. It's been refreshing.
Sick. I didn't really get nearly as many runs as I would have liked this season, but it was.
I noticed a couple Aussies on the left that said they were here on holiday. So
yeah, we've had a couple roll in, not
many, or
not a heap. No, there've been a couple, but not heaps. But it's all right. I'm sure they'll come.
Yeah.
We'll just keep enjoying it while it's nice and quiet. Maybe we should. No, it's actually the shittest bike park in the, in the world. Don't come to Queenstown. It's no good.
Bang
And
it
we're
up.
not going to do any maintenance this winter. It's going to be shit next year. Don't bother.
Copy that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just braking bumps, really.
Yeah, breaking bumps everywhere. But yeah, you didn't get many laps. You were injured for a bit, eh?
Yeah.
What was the injury again?
A few injuries.
You've got a shopping list of it.
Yeah, a bit of a shopping list.
Yeah, we started off the one with George with we just talked about bloody collarbone breaks for ages.
Yeah,
and it was
George-
a bit deep, and I was like, well, mate, I think there's going to be a few injury talks on if I'm going to do podcasts because
Yeah.
pretty injury prone.
Oh, especially George's one. George's one mentally would have been so hard.
I think so. Yeah,
Like,
I think
no one really,
How many did he
no one
actually
really
do?
understands like how gnarly that would have been for someone to just. And same thing happened with Jack Moore.
yeah, Jack,
That one was
and he's
like
back.
serious.
Yeah,
back
but
now,
just
eh?
like people just write you off saying like you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
But you're only following professional advice. It's
Yeah.
like you go to a doctor and they tell you to do something, you do it because they're a doctor, and then you break your collarbone, and then you do all the rehab right, and then you ride for the first day back, and you break your collarbone again, and then everyone's just like, oh, like he's doing it wrong, but he's like, in your head you'd be like, well, nah, I'm just doing what I've told, and then yeah. So poor George, it would have been pretty tough mentally.
Yeah.
And it's pretty sick because he's like fully back to full speed.
Yeah, we just
Back to George.
yeah.
Like that double he did that.
Yeah, I went up and filmed the stupid double he did, and I was like, it wouldn't even have crossed my mind that it was a jump.
Yeah.
Like, the thing is stupidly big. And then I think like Brooke and Blink are up there, and they're like, George, are you sure you want to do this? And I was like, well, if George thinks he can do it, he can do it.
shut
And
the
I was
fuck
filming
up.
it, and I was like, as he jumped, as he landed, I like clicked the stop button because I was like so nervous, and I was like, oh, he's done it. And he just like greased it perfectly. I was like, he's insane.
I was saying to him, he needs to make him look a bit harder
Yeah.
because he makes it look so easy.
That one
he
was
just,
huge though.
Yeah.
He's just in the air for
Massive.
ages. It was-
And when this comes out, I think the edit that he's been working on will be out.
It might be tomorrow. Yeah, so this is actually going to be our first episode, but I actually talked to George already, just so people don't get confused.
Yeah.
But yeah, George, I think you said it might come out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It's going to be out pretty soon anyway.
Mm.
So, but yeah, we talk about George and his collarbone breaks and his edit in episode 2. So stay tuned for that.
Mm.
We'll go back to Eddie's injuries. So you said you had a few.
Yeah,
this year.
so at National Champs, I just, in the race run, I just got a little bit offline and ended up going over the bars and just unfortunately landed straight on a huge boulder and didn't really keep moving. I just stopped and ended up breaking my pelvis in like 3 places, broke 4 ribs, my ankle, and lacerated my kidney and bruised my lung. Which was
Take chips off your spine too.
oh yeah, and like kind of cheese grated my spine a little bit.
Jesus.
But in saying that, it's like it does sound like a huge list, but all those injuries kind of healed independently at the same speed.
yeah.
So
The recovery time wasn't.
the recovery time didn't like compound at all. And then thankfully, like nothing needed surgery, which was real good. Like I didn't even know I'd broken my ankle until 2 weeks in,
Oh.
because I was pretty much laid up in bed, and then once I started getting a little bit more mobile because my hips and stuff were so sore, the only thing holding me back was my ankle, so I had to go into hospital, and I was like, oh, can you x-ray my ankle? And they're like, you've done anything to your ankle. And I was like, yeah, but we never x-rayed it. And then they x-rayed it, and they're like, oh, you've actually broken your ankle. I was like, I kind of had a feeling something was up. But yeah, so I've bounced back pretty quick.
Yeah.
But it meant kind of had to slow things down in terms of preparation. But at the same time, it's kind of been quite nice because, like, our build up. Normally, we start racing in March with Crankworks, and
Yeah.
it just kind of ticks on from there. So you kind of start like your intense training after Christmas, New Year, and it ramps up kind of naturally.
Yeah.
But like, if you add like 2 or 3 more months to that, 6 months, like you can't really like be so intense for 6 months
Yeah.
because you just get over it. So in that respect, it was quite nice. Like, it was quite nice, even though like I'd rather not have had a forced break from injury. to take a step back, and then now getting back into like ramping it up.
How do you spend the time when you're injured? What's your if you've got away, is there anything you do? Do you try and take? Because lots of people always say, "Oh, you should take bone broth, have vitamin D, but you need vitamin C, you need this."
Oh,
do you care for that? Do you just run it?
I always try what everyone like if people suggest it, because you've got no way of gauging whether it works.
Yeah.
So I'm a pretty big firm believer in placebo.
Yeah.
So I always try. If people say something's worked for them, then I just add it to. Like I'm not doing like a cocktail of pills or anything.
Yeah.
But an example, like when I broke my scaphoid real badly, and that wasn't like meant to heal. Like Fabian Burrell told me how he used to like blend up eggshells and then you cook them in the oven and you make like pure calcium.
Oh,
so
right.
I just like made my own calcium supplement at home, and you just take that.
Was it
wild?
Yeah.
Did he tell you to shove it up your
So
ass?
you get, and because I was at home, like we've got like chickens at home, so I'm like, oh, we're getting like the best eggs.
Yeah.
So when I just crack every morning, I'd have eggs, and then I'd keep the shells, and at the end of the week, you like bake the eggshells in a tray in the oven till they get dry out and get real brittle, and then you like just blend it into a powder, and then I just put a teaspoon or 2 teaspoons of this blended up. It just looks like any kind of powder.
Yeah.
In smoothies. And it was sweet.
Cool.
And it healed.
And you healed
How
sweet.
many,
There you
how
go.
many eggs do you need for like one smoothie?
Oh,
Shells.
you like probably 2 eggshells would be 1 day.
Sure.
So if you have 2 eggs in the morning, you
Use the shells.
yeah, but at the end of the week, and then so it's just like someone said that, and I was like, oh, sweet, I'll give it a go, and it means you don't have to go to the shop and buy it.
Sweet. Oh, I better get on Queensland Trading and just see if anyone's got any used eggs.
Yeah. You can look it up. It's like
Yeah.
there's stuff on the internet, because I was like,
Is there much science behind it, or is it more of a...
oh no, it's definitely a thing, because
Anything Fabian Burrell says I'll trust.
it's just it's just how to make your own calcium supplement.
Yeah.
And I can't quite remember how the lemon juice was involved, but
Bit of tang.
yeah. And
citrus.
yeah, but you never know if that worked.
No. But like you say, the placebo effect, it's not going to do any harm.
And if you think you're trying all these things, then you kind of feel like you're at least giving yourself the best chance of healing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've been real lucky and always healed pretty quick and like well.
Yeah. Do you think that comes with like, there's the way we are, like quite athletic guys, and you've always got your blood pumping around your body and things. I think I find a lot of like guys that are athletic anyway do seem to heal, and you see those guys that don't do very much, they seem to just take a lifetime.
Oh, and just like frame of mind, I think like however if you're like, nah, I'm gonna be all good.
Yeah, true.
Whereas
you force yourself to be
yeah.
good. And how long have you been back on the
mind, man?
Yeah, it's a powerful thing. It's powerful.
Believe. Yeah.
How long you been back on the bike for now?
5 or 6 weeks.
5 weeks. Yeah.
5 or 6 weeks.
Yeah, and you feel like you kind of back to where you were before injury, or?
Yeah, I'm still just like lacking a little bit of confidence.
Yeah.
But that comes. I just haven't really been able to like I would have liked to have just gone and like lapped, like do 10 run sessions or something.
Yeah.
But we didn't really it just didn't really like pan out like that. But like we're flying straight to Austria and go to Schladming.
Yeah.
And Schladming would be like going to Coronet, and you just feel like a boss.
Yeah.
So it's like
conference
going to places like that are good for your confidence. But then like here, like it's quite hard to go and like you might ride like Bubba or something in the bike park, but like at this time of year it's a little bit sketchy, so it's quite if you're coming back off a big crash, the last thing you want to do is crash.
Yeah.
Ground
and then
very hard.
yeah so that kind of weighs on your mind, whereas like if you went to like a track like Schladming or Coronet or something that's wide open,
Yeah.
where you can just open it up.
Yeah, you don't.
It's a lot more confidence inspiring.
Yeah, you don't have to really pedal or you just let off the brakes and it's.
So the first race for me will be Leo Gang World Cup, and so like I'm like keen to get up to speed for that, and then everything else kind of flows on once you get back in the race.
Do you think? Have you seen any course previews for that? Are they going to run something similar to last year's World Champs?
I hope
Hopefully
so.
a bit drier.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Oh, it was sick. It was unreal. I mean, the only shit run was like finals because it stopped raining and it was snowing, and then because it was snowing, it meant like the ground there wasn't enough liquid in the mud.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the technical viscosity.
No,
yeah.
We'll
So it was like it got turned into peanut butter rather than being like.
yeah.
And when it was like pretty liquid mud, you could actually like rail it. Yeah.
Well, that peanut butter, it all like just jams up in your tires, gets into your frame. Yeah. Oh well, yeah. The videos, the guys coming through that steep section, they would just double wheel lock them. And
yeah. Like you could,
terrible.
yeah. And if you rode it like, I was real confident in that, and it was like, I thought it was sick. But then it was just a case of go as fast as you can because the mud will slow you down. So the faster you go, the better it was.
The second you lost
but
that
if you're
momentum.
watching on the live feed and like anyone like lost a bit of momentum, you're just like,
yeah.
No, and then it was like stop. You're like, it was just like full mission to get going.
And then you look at like Reese, how he won, like that wasn't a fluke at all. Like he was the fastest guy on track all week.
Yeah.
And he's obviously like has no problems riding feet up ruts in the mud. Obviously coming from moto and also living in Scotland, he probably had the two best things. Yeah. Because the ruts got so deep that your pedals were like dragging. So if you had a foot off, then you had a foot brake as well.
Nightmare. Yeah.
Because your like cranks rotate down, and then it starts kicking because it's like that. So if you could keep your feet on, like I put flats on for finals so that you could just keep momentum and stuff. Yeah. And unfortunately it didn't pay off. I ended up just going over the bars, just like what Cole said, lost momentum and you slow down and you just. Yeah. But I hope even like that'd be a sick bottom section in the dry. Leo Gang's a bit of a tough one because like they've got this epic hill and they could make the most gangster wide open natural track. But I think there's so many farmers involved and stuff. There's only like a certain route that they can go down the hill.
Oh yeah, there's lots of people like with a claim to.
Yeah, and there's all these mountain Germans that.
Mountain Germans. I don't think I've heard of that one before.
I think that's what people call Austrians.
Mountain Germans.
Yeah, I don't know if that's politically correct, but I've been told that. Yeah. So I think there's a few too many like cooks in the kitchen when it comes to using that hill. But when you're going up the gondola, you're just like, you could literally just go in and out the gondola poles the whole way down the hill, and it would be unreal. So hopefully they make some more changes. I find it quite scary. Like you go along that motorway so quick, and like it's almost like the easier a track is, the sketchier it is to race.
Yeah, because you got to just push that limit.
Yeah,
it's so much harder.
It's like Leo Gang's getting down to like 8-second quality gaps. Yeah, you know, and then like if you go like some World Cups will be 8 seconds to the top 20.
What always staggers me is how consistent the same guys are with the same person. And there'll be like a couple of riders that always just seem to be like.
Yeah, like there's only the top 5 of the top 5, and it's like Bruni, Vergier, Amaury, Troy, Danny. Even Danny's like in and out a little bit, but he's really consistent. Greg's in and out a little bit. Gwyn used to be in there, but now he's like in and out a little bit. Yeah.
Well, is he back to full strength? Do you know?
I don't really know.
Yeah. Plays cards pretty close to his chest.
Plays his cards a little bit close to his chest, and he's like built his own setup, and maybe some of the stuff or products he uses aren't as good as what he was using.
Yeah.
But he's obviously banking a hell paycheck.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like a race career lasts for so long, but like he's setting up brand deals with royalties and all that. So fair play to him. But I think he got sixth at Maribor, and he was back maybe on the podium at in Portugal. And he hadn't been on the podium in a while.
Yeah, I think he could be like.
But
I feel he's got to be a
come
massive contender. Like,
Yeah.
you can never rule that fella out. Like he's.
Especially at Leo Gang.
Yeah, especially at Leo Gang. Yeah,
Yeah,
take his
motorway
chain
just
off
like,
again.
what the hell?
He like. So he was. I can definitely see he was making the right steps in the right direction
Yeah.
after a couple of tough years, but there's just so many dudes.
Yeah, I think there's. Yeah, anyone that can qualify should just give himself a pat on the back. I
Yeah,
reckon. Like,
Yeah.
it's insane. Like you're saying, like, what's it, 8 seconds, and what's. Fuck, you just.
yeah,
It's nothing. It's so easy to lose. I think a lot of it's not about like making speed. It's just trying to not lose speed. I think.
Yeah.
Like that's a
But
kind of
I
stupid
like-
thing to say, but like.
I like kind of get pretty analytical of like watching the top guys and stuff, and they put most of their time in the easy sections.
Yeah.
Like, whereas like I'll go and focus on like a, like you'll focus on a rock garden or something that's like technical, but like you shouldn't actually really be worried about that because no one will take risks. Like people won't throw a rock garden halfway down the track. They might throw a run at a rock garden at the finish line because they might be on a
YOLO.
run and they'll YOLO it.
Yeah.
But like everyone will hit the section like pretty similar
Hmm.
if it's a bit dicey.
Yeah.
But then it's everywhere else that you just want to be dialed.
Yeah. You see a
Um,
few riders come out, I don't want to say the woodwork, but someone that's coming to mind is David Trimmer. You get a technical track going and
He's
you'll
insane.
see his name just like, and then
And now he's good on all tracks.
and he's all rounder.
Yeah.
And there's a few riders like that though, and your faster tracks, they'll be good. They'll qualify, they'll be in there, and then they'll jump from your 40th into your top 20.
Anywhere that's like pretty pumpy and stuff, Dakota Norton's real good.
Yeah.
Like, he always is consistently like the motorway section at Fort William, he's real fast. The motorway at Leo Gang, he's real fast.
Yeah. I did get like my notes wrote down for this because I was like, shit, we've got nothing to talk about. We need something. But kind of what you're saying there brings me on to one of my questions. And I was going to say,
Question number one.
Who are your top picks? Going from, it's pretty hard now because you don't know what everyone's been up to. But if you had to say going into the season, knowing what you know, if you were to put money on people, just go one person. We won't go like top three. We're just like,
I'll just go Vergier for number one.
you think Vergier?
Yeah, like.
Didn't one say he was going stupidly fast?
Yeah,
Races.
yeah.
He might get a flat and still crash and still get set.
Yeah, I think he wouldn't set it. I don't. There was a recent race where there was a few top dogs there, like Anne-Marie, Martin Mays and stuff, and I think Vergier put 4 seconds on a 1:30 track into the field in qualies, but then got a flat. But and then he was going so quick with the shortened season last year, and it didn't really work out with some bad luck with the flat in Portugal.
Yeah.
But he probably would have won the overall.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, who else would I put? I mean, Bruni is just so good. It'd be sick if Reece Wilson comes in swinging.
I'd like to see it.
He
Get
won
back to
Worlds and then won qualies at Maribor.
Yeah.
And he's a pretty confident guy.
Yeah.
He's pretty into it.
Yeah, that video he put out when
Yeah,
they released that new bike, it was like
He's putting out some pretty gangster
intense speed.
riding footage.
So the Trek team is a force to be reckoned with this year.
Yeah, but then
Reece
that might
and
also
Loris.
it also could be like an Achilles heel for someone like Reece or Charlie.
Yeah.
With Vergier, because Reece and Charlie are really good friends, but then they're also all three of them would be pretty competitive. So is there going to be a hierarchy? Or
Yeah,
do people wind each other up? I don't
Yeah.
know, because like,
I guess you can't get team orders really because it's not. You're not on the track together, so no, you're not going to be like, Reece, can you slow down so Loris can take the win?
Loris is looking good at the points.
Yeah.
yeah,
So I'm glad we don't have that, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see when you get some like. I didn't from the outside looking in, it doesn't ever look like teams get too caught up with each other, but
nah,
like
but
they
there
do in other
is.
sports, but
There definitely is.
yeah,
Well, it's just like, it's an individual sport,
yeah,
and you know, people have their own corner, and then some people might not want to, like, we're at Pivot, we're like, I'm like more than happy, like, if anyone wants to message me and ask me for my settings, it's sweet as, I'll give them to them. But if I message to someone and ask them for theirs, they might not give me.
yeah,
Yeah. They might be a bit cagey about giving you
Yeah.
a setup, or you might not actually get the settings
Right
that you thought you were getting.
Yeah, that's a funny one because the settings don't even work for different people anyway.
No, I know.
It doesn't even matter.
And like, the cool thing about like mountain biking is like you can just go into a shop and buy our bikes.
Yeah. Pretty much
Um,
exactly the same.
Yeah, like I don't have anything custom at all on either of my bikes.
It's not like motor suspension
Nah.
and such where they've got a serious stack.
Yeah, so like that. In saying that, you can just if someone wanted to know your setup, I'd
Yeah.
like happily give it to them. But it might not be the same in the whole field.
Yeah. Do you change setup much from track to track, or you keep pretty much similar?
I'm pretty much like set and forget, and the level's getting so high now that you can't really afford to be like that. But I just can't really. I'd rather maybe lose a fraction of time from that than go down the rabbit hole.
Well, it could be a fraction of time compared to a lot if you get it wrong, I guess. in a weekend.
Yeah. And so I just go off feel, and 99% of the time feel is pretty bang on.
Yeah. Yeah, because you see the specialised bikes, they're all wide up to...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But those guys are like, they've got their system dialed in.
Yeah.
But like Bruni's dialed in with Jack, but then Finn's not as, he's not doing as much with the telemetry and stuff.
Wonder how many laps do you reckon he does on the telemetry bike?
Most of his laps are on the telemetry bike.
And he just pulls out the race bike.
Yeah.
Maybe race
Pulls
day.
out the nice
Yeah, he'll do
paint
like a
job.
time training, quali, maybe last practice run.
Yeah.
But he's on that. And then that's where, it would be really cool to have that kind of approach and also like backing. But there's a lot that goes into it. But that's why he's so consistently good.
What's your thoughts on that? Do you think... I quite like that, how open the sport is to new... new wheel sizes or whatever. There's not really too much regulation. Brands can do what they want. I think it's pretty cool just to see. I'd love to see Formula One if they didn't have any regulations, see what the cars did. It'd be insane. And so with downhill, I like that. There is kind of that no regulation. I think the only thing I don't like is when guys have those like little personal timing systems on the track. I think Specialized have that one, and I think you shouldn't be able to bring any of your own timing equipment.
Nah, I agree.
I think you should be able to change your bike, even test your bike as much as you want, but you should not be able to time yourself to that accuracy
Yeah.
on a track
Because it's an advantage.
And a massively unfair.
Because
advantage,
if you just look at a downhill run, like every timed run you do on the track, you can build on that. So like, if you have your own timing system and stuff, and you have the splits in the exact same places, then it means like time training. So like normally at a World Cup, I'll do like 4 runs practice, and then I'll do 2 time training runs, and I might not do 2 full runs, but I'll at least do like certain sectors to gauge.
Yeah.
And then you can go on Elliot's website or the UCI thing, and you can see how your sectors compared and stuff, and then you take from that into the next day, and you can focus. And like Elliot's real mint, because he knows that like I'm quite interested in it, so like he'll be like, you might be in split 1, you might be 50 seconds, and Danny might be on 49, but you might be in 30th at that split, but you're only a second back, whereas you might be in sector 2, you might be 3 seconds back, but you're in 13th. Well, you're actually better off focusing on sector 2 because you've got more time to make up than being 30th at split 1 because you're still in the mix at split 1. Whereas, like, if someone said 30th, then they'll be like, oh, go and focus on split 1. And so, like, going back to the question, having all those timing systems is, like, nothing but an advantage.
Yeah,
but it would be nice if they didn't have it because it meant your only runs you could focus on would be each time, and it's fair.
I think it should only be official timing only.
Yeah.
I think telemetry on bikes, sweet, because that's like that, but I think as far as timing goes, I don't think you should be allowed any personal timers. It should be official timing only, and then that's... Yeah. I think that's, fair for everyone, I think.
But even like having someone... Or like even in enduros, it's like when they put out those vital rules and stuff, and you might see a line, and then you just go hit it in the race.
Yeah.
Like you don't get to practice it, but you know that is the fastest, safer line.
Or even if like one of us notices a line and they just tell you and you see it on GoPro, and then you're like, all right, I've got to get that in race run.
Yeah. So and you just like
happens.
and often it won't be like a sketchy line, but you just like come into the section. Must go right.
What was that? Was it Leger Enduro? Was it Leger Enduro? A couple of years ago, you got a big hook got down at the bottom. It got a bit of. I might be calling the wrong.
Oh no, that was in Derby. But I didn't do that in the race. No way.
Oh.
Yeah, that thing was.
That
had a lot of people stopped and practiced.
Yeah, that was just like.
Street cred.
Yeah, for the boys. Yeah. No way was I doing that in the race.
I feel like there was one in France. So I think it was pretty close to the finish. I'm not sure. And you just come through there and you just like pulled up off something, and everyone was just. I feel like it was. I think I saw it on Tom Lewis's.
I don't know.
But there's probably too many to remember.
But but sometimes, like especially at enduro, if you just can get in people's heads so easy.
Or like Gary Gear Changer.
There's like one incident where we're just like on the bus going to a stage.
Yeah, no, it was on the transfer and we were pedaling there, and we were like, it was in Derby in Tasmania, and we were making up fake locals like Shane Marno and what was the other one?
Rocky Shockboxer.
Rocky Shockboxer. And we were like telling like just taking the piss.
But like just talking loudly enough amongst ourselves that everyone else around us is listening, and we're saying how Rocky Shockboxer doubled the end of the Detonate Rock Garden,
which is like you could look at
and you just hear
kind of on, and people like,
and
really, man, that's like,
and you just hear people's ears are pricking up like,
what? Well, George is doing a few EWS this year, so don't tell him there's a.
He won't even know he's doing it. We're like, what are you talking about?
No, that is just going back a bit back to what you said about the time training, but I think that was quite interesting to see what you take away, because I always wondered with the time training how people analyse that.
The faster you can go at time training, the faster your final run will be.
Cool.
Because you're like, you might be able to up your each run by 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Like you're never going to be like. So I used to just like fuck around in time training.
Yeah.
But then I was like. Someone just was like, what do you like? That's a waste of 2 time runs. Yeah. Like at least get something out of it.
No, that's cool. I just always wondered, because you're like, does people take this seriously? And that's cool to know that you even break it down to that degree. And then we just then onto enduro. So picks for enduro. You can back yourself.
Jack Moyer up there.
Jack Moyer's going good. Cole Lucas has been going very well this year.
Yeah, he has been actually.
Riding with an air of confidence.
He's the Brothers champion.
Yeah, Super League. Fresh off a Super League one.
You can never count out Sam Hill because he's so fucking good at riding a bike.
No, you can't.
Martin Mays wants a EWS overall before making the switch back to DH.
Yeah. Is that him? Is it downhill overall and then back to downhill?
I think he wants to focus on downhill, but he hasn't finished his goals.
He hasn't scratched that itch.
Yeah. Because he started out at enduro and he's been, he was on the podium as a 14-year-old, I think.
14.
Yeah, because he got picked up by the Athertons as just like a super talent. And yeah, he was racing the first ever EWSs and stuff. So he's been like a pro. Like he seems so much older because he's a really mature guy. But he's like only 23, I think. Yeah. yeah. Like, he like thinks we're like, yeah.
I thought he was 26.
No, he's like 23
He
or
seems
something.
to be around for a long time.
Yeah, and it's because he's been racing for almost 10 years.
Yeah.
So
Never put Eddie out of the top block then,
No.
I reckon. Was a safe bet.
That's good. Like, it's cool to... I don't know, do you think watching it... It's hard to probably say, but if you weren't a professional, which one do you reckon would pique your interest more? Or do you don't think there's a difference?
I'd always be downhill.
Yeah.
Because it's like you can watch it and it's really exciting. But then they could... Enduro's like a lot more like the only strategy in downhill is just to go as fast as you can.
Yeah.
But like you can definitely manage. I don't know, enduro you can be like, I can, not throw away some time. You've got like a bit more to play with.
Yeah. That's kind of a bit of a shit question because I think they're so different now.
But
I
now
guess
it's
you can
getting
follow them
pretty.
both.
Now it's getting pretty gnarly with the.
Some of the enduro stages are pretty
Yeah.
full downhill.
Do you know what they should bring back for spectator sports? Full cross.
Yeah.
There's nothing better to
Or
watch.
just dual slalom.
Dual slalom, but as long as they're on the same track. Split dual slalom's cool, but I just like bar to bar.
Yeah.
There's some...
Have you seen all the footage of McCarroll back in the day?
I've seen it with Will Longdon, yeah. I love that footage.
Is it him?
Will Longdon's still a hothead.
Yeah. Yeah, well...
Have you ever quite got over that race?
What
No.
was the one where they like punch? Is that the one where they punch each other at the end pretty much?
Oh, where like... It's like Shauno he just takes him out like 3 times in a run.
Oh, yeah. That's the one I'm
He's just
thinking
aiming
of.
for
And at
it.
the end he just goes, poof!
Yeah. But I think bar to bar racing, I think as far as spectating goes, full cross for me. And that's the one that's like kind of disappeared. Which
You
is
just see
unfortunate.
red. I was so like bad for no problem, just take someone out.
Did you race a bit when you went overseas to start with?
Nah, I never raced any like full cross World
No.
Cups. I raced full cross World Champs in Canberra once, and that didn't go very well because I snapped my chain in the gate. But the highlight was actually in practice because you do like gates, and me and Walker Walker's came from BMX, but we were just there
Great pedigree.
we were just there for a piss trip because like
Was this the 2009?
yeah.
Yeah.
And the world champ at the time, can't remember, his name was like Rafa Alvarez, I think. He was like one inside or like beside me, but I had the inside.
Yeah.
And we're only doing like first straight to the first corner. But then we do the gate, and I get a pretty good gate, and he's like just a little bit ahead of me, but he's like leaning on me. And I'm like, well, fuck. I'm just going to take the turn. You're going to get rolled. Because I'm like on the inside. So like, sweet as. I can turn.
Yeah.
So I just like...
If you hit on the inside, it's like, fine by me.
Yeah. So I'm just like, well, if this is what you want to do, sweet as. And he just like keeps leaning on me to kind of cut me off because it's a split burn.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, boom. Just bowl him. And he gets fully smoked. I think he broke his collarbone.
You broke the world champ's collarbone.
Well...
On paper.
So who...
and I felt really bad because everyone's like, oh, is he okay? And I'm like, well,
That's racing.
that's what you get.
Yeah,
Mess with the bull, you get the horns.
You should know that better than anyone. So who won the 2009? Was it Jared Graves?
Yeah, it's Graves.
Was it Graves?
Yeah.
So Graves actually owes you one, probably.
Yeah.
Well, he was pretty quick. He probably would have won anyway.
He
He was
definitely,
pretty
yeah.
bloody quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably had no dramas, but
Still,
I reckon you could maybe
but that
just
was my
send him
highlight.
an invoice sometime.
But when Brooke used to race World Cup four cross, and they were like a wrecking ball team because they just like somehow end up in the same heats and just work together and take people out. And I think they were probably the last of the downhillers who used to race four cross.
Transfer over, yeah.
But then you look at Earth and stuff, and like Steve Pete,
He was
Sam Hill, they're all on
G
four
won
cross,
one as well.
four
G
cross
won it.
podiums.
one, yeah.
I think it's Earth 1 or something, and it's just every heat.
Exciting to watch.
Sam Hill just goes inside flat corner
Yeah.
every chance. Like
Yeah.
last out of the gate, straight into first.
Yeah. It's a shame that you can't really fit it in now, but definitely understand why, and I think it's only kind of for good reasons that you can't, but it's a bloody shame. Like, it was such a good thing to watch.
But it just got too much. It just got BMX'd. It
Yeah.
went more BMX than mountain biking. It needed like rough tracks.
What was that one on Earth? What was it? Earth 5 maybe, and it's got that drop. It's like a left-hand turn. It's got a drop on the inside, and
Vigo, I think.
Yeah.
And it's real. They keep washing the front.
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like bodies everywhere.
Yeah, that is like it would be cool if you needed like a short travel bike for it, like full suspension short travel. That would have been like an epic setup.
I think there was like, I think Wynn was saying one year they had like Schladming, and it was just grass off camber turns. So then it just had like inside ruts and stuff.
Yeah,
Or you could just hang a foot and just like rail, and then at that race you have all like downhill or like more skills kind of guys
yeah.
on the podium rather than just BMXs.
Mm.
But yeah, bring it back, I reckon. No, just bring back dual slalom but with no gates.
Yeah,
Just
Shoulder to shoulder.
shoulder to shoulder, who can get down the course fastest.
yeah. Get Shauno. Well, Shauno still races elite male, doesn't he? So we'll bring Shauno back. Maybe
Yeah.
just get Will Longdon in there as like a
Shauno versus Will
I'm sure,
Longdon.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Rematch.
Sean will be very keen.
yeah. I reckon he'd have no problems at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll be frothing.
Well, he ended up losing anyway, so he's got.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah. Will actually ended up winning. So.
Yeah. And then Will...
Sean's probably just got the bit in his mouth. To
Yeah.
I couldn't
Get
believe when I watched that. I was like, is it Sean?
Yeah. It was a big deal back in the day.
Yeah, he had some pretty big contracts there,
Mm.
from what I hear. Back in the day. We'll move on to. Will you say World Cups, Enduros? What else is on the list? What's on your calendar? Are you going to focus mainly on Enduros because that's kind of been what?
Yeah, my focus probably would be on Enduro, but depending on how we're going, like, I think I get to do 3 World Cups and World Champs, so 4 downhill races, do Crankworks, do Hardline,
Yeah, cool.
and then
But you don't have to flip the coin anymore to decide
nah,
where you're going to go.
nah. But depending on what happens, whether or not maybe see if we could maybe go to the last World Cup in America, because I just like racing in America.
Yeah.
Yeah, America's just a sick place.
I've not been. I went as a child to Disneyland, but apart from that, I've not been back as an adult. And
So I went to. I was injured, but I was at the West Virginia Snowshoe World Cup, and like, it's in like heck nowhere. Like, there's nothing going on. Like, full kind of deliverance. People sitting on porches, American flags. Like, there's
Moonshine?
Pardon?
Moonshine?
Vote Trump.
Vote Trump.
Yeah, and but then for the race, like, just, they had like 30,000 people turn up to this little mountain town to watch, and they're just so passionate, and it was sick, and they're just like on the beers at like 8 in the morning. They're just like, yeah,
America.
Yeah. They were just like sitting outside the tent, like, have a beer. You're like, oh, okay, I'll have a beer.
Yeah.
I've got nothing else to do. Me and Kurt, it was actually real sick. So like because Kurt was just kind of helping out wrenching because I wasn't really racing anymore. So me and him just went and walked from finals. Like, we started at 60 when the men started, and we just walked down the track, and we just, because we had like the media passes, you could go in the B zone, and we just ended up so hammered because all the spectators are just giving us beers and stuff, and it was so mean.
It'll be good. Will they have spectators at the American one?
I think America just does
America
what they
seems
want.
pretty free to go.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
it is the country of the free, I guess.
Yeah.
Freedom.
Yeah. So hopefully.
So that'll be good
So
to
I
go.
really hope that race goes
So
ahead.
they're
And
back at Lee again. So
Yeah,
that'll be sweet,
but only 600.
Limited.
Yeah.
600.
How do they even monitor it?
I don't know. Yeah. But yeah,
Oh,
it's kind of weird not having spectators.
It's got to be like massive. I don't know. I know I go faster if somebody's shouting at me.
Mm.
Yeah.
But it's just weird. Like, you get down the bottom, everyone's just like,
It's like golf.
yeah, it really is.
Bravo.
But yeah, hopefully.
What will determine that? Is it a budget situation at the moment, or is budget pretty like? good to
No,
go?
just like I think there's a clash with the last Enduro.
Okay.
And if I had the choice, I would probably rather drop the last enduro and do one more downhill.
Yeah.
But then,
You don't want to go to Scotland in October.
I mean, you took the words right out of my mouth. But I don't want to be racing in Scotland in October. Chris Ball. I'm
pretty sure he's an avid listener of this.
Yeah, he's a great
Yeah.
guy, but he's just really making it hard for us at the moment with this racing in Scotland in October. Yeah, I think we speak on behalf of most riders that
Come to the Northern Hemisphere for
why
summer.
don't we go to Scotland in July?
Yeah. Well, should be an interesting race.
Oh yeah, and it is mean racing in the Tweed Valley.
Yeah, the riding around I think Innerleithen has got to be one of my favourite spots, even to this day.
It's quite similar to the style of trails that we ride.
Yeah.
Like
maybe even, it's a bit tighter.
Definitely
tighter,
like,
it's
yeah.
definitely like
Don't
got
need
that kind
800
of
mil bars.
Elbows in.
yeah. You just
When you watch everyone that rides from there, like Lou Buchanan and even Marky, they're kind of like a little bit more in.
Marky's lost weight, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's-
It's a marathon XC rider.
I saw a photo of him the other day and I was like, I had to look at it for like...
He used to be a big boy too.
Yeah, he used to be a little nugget.
Those little
Yeah.
DCs.
Angry Mark. Now he's into Marathon XC and he's doing a spattering of EWSs this year.
Yeah.
Quite a nice head of hair, like a bit of a mullet going on.
Yeah,
as
he's
well.
looking,
does he?
he's looking like he's lives in the Riviera. Yeah, I think he moved to Monaco.
What? Really? No, he's still Scott. I was going to say.
No, but Marky. Well, that's kind of where what Marky's into is just punishment.
Yeah. That Hell Ride was his bread and butter.
Yeah. But even him, he was broken.
Yeah, that was,
He went quiet for
So
a bit.
what's
there.
the hell ride?
Last year, we rode me, Cole, Brady Stone,
Charlie,
Charlie
Marky.
Murray, Marky. We rode from Sospel in France to Malini, where Sven and Uncle live.
Yep.
And it was like a 130k all-day epic.
3,500 meters climbing.
No, 4,500 meters climbing
Off-road?
off-road,
Yeah.
and on like, it got up to 39 degrees.
No trees.
No
on
trees.
One climb, it was just black.
And it was like, but it was
Battering.
pretty sick and the last climb was 2,000 meters in
Whoa.
one hit.
Poor Scott, like, he is from Scotland after all.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
his
yeah.
skin is not
Yeah.
made for that sort of
But it
climate.
was, so it was called the Hell Ride. They're keen on another one. I don't know if
I'll pass on that.
we did it like the week before an EWS, and it definitely wouldn't have been the ideal prep. But it's pretty mean to have done it.
I don't think you
And
can
we
ever
rode some
regret it.
sick
Boys
trails.
still need to get their tats too.
Yeah,
We
me
need
and
to
Cole
get
have got
anyone.
our Hell Ride tats.
Oh, yeah.
On it as the Olympics. There they are.
Oh, nice. Is
Yeah.
it Italy to France?
Italy to France.
Baby.
Crossing swords.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Marky's jam.
Yeah.
He's into it.
But there was some.
Well, that might be why he's taking this new approach, eh?
Oh, it's just
on
kind of. I
the
think he
Illra.
was just slowly always heading down there.
He's like the
And-
only one to do all. I think he done like every single EWS since the beginning.
Yeah.
He maybe missed one due to an.
Only last year. I think.
Yeah, it was the first one he missed. So he's been doing it for a long time.
That's a good
yeah,
bloody
it's a
asset
serious
to have.
stint.
for sure.
And he's like so into the physical, the conditioning and stuff.
Mm.
Yeah, can definitely see him continuing with like that style of racing, and then maybe also starting to train people. I'd say
Yep.
he'd be
Yeah.
real good at that because, yeah, it's hard. I mean, it's pretty mint if you're working with someone who can,
Smoke you.
yeah, or just go who can like talk the talk.
Yeah. Well, that's what I always
'Cause,
see
like,
with coaches.
you see someone like putting on your training peaks, go and do this, and it's like, well, you go and do it.
Yeah. I always thought it was kind of. I understand because the coaches have the, they understand the body, they know what you have to do, and they can know how to get the best out of a person. But I always thought it's always funny how you have a coach who's not as good as the guy they're training.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, well, that's kind of the goal, because if the coach was better, then he would be the professional there. But I think if you can have a coach which is
Who can
unbelievable,
back it up.
He's
like,
been there, he's experienced it, always got like a little bit more.
yeah, I think that's got to be an ultimate kind of package for
I think like the
good
best
time.
coach should be is not someone who's like, because some of these guys are so opinionated that like, oh, he's doing wrong, oh, that's wrong, like my way's right.
Yeah.
But it's like there's so many different ways to end up at the same like destination. Or
Yeah.
whatever. it's more like the best coach should be someone who can like know how to get the most out of that person, rather than being like, you must get to this wattage or you must road. You can do that,
Yeah.
but like for mountain biking, it's like
You got to
doesn't
know what makes a
matter.
person
Yeah, it
tick.
doesn't matter how many watts and shit you can put out, because well, it does. You know, if you can put out more,
Yeah, it's got to be better. But
if you can put out more,
if you
but
can't put them out efficiently,
it's like being able to do it. It's just being able to turn up and smash it for that one time.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't really know where I'm
Well,
going.
I said
with
this.
that,
I know exactly where you're going to. So when years and years ago, I was on that Steve Peat development team, and we went to the Harlem University in Sheffield, and they sit you in a circle, and then you write down on your list of what you're going to improve, and everyone's like, oh, I'm going to eat healthy, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to, I don't know, fold my clothes, whatever, and you're like, oh, cool, that's good. And I wrote similar things, but I said, I'm going to ride my bike, I'm going to ride downhill. And I think I was the only person that was like, you can put the fittest guy in the world on a bike, but if he doesn't know how to ride mountain bike, he ain't going to go that fast.
Yeah.
You just got to, and I think I see you guys riding all the time. I think people think you can't you're fucking around quite a bit. But people think that, I don't think anyone knows how much work that you guys put in behind the scenes, or maybe they're starting to know now because they consider like it's pretty evident, but I don't know, like you guys
Yeah, but we're lucky because we get to ride some sick.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah.
It doesn't really feel like you're slaving away.
No. And like I always think you could do more, but I've also, because I used to fixate so much on like a certain amount of volume, but I've learned, over the years about your body and stuff, how like it doesn't matter if you miss one day, and you're not going to go backwards.
Yeah.
But just like do it. Just we go like on lots of rides and stuff, but we get to ride sick tracks, and it sucks. Like the first, like after New Year's and stuff, you're like, access road, first time for the season. You're like, this is rough.
It was a couple of weeks of
and then you just pop out of this cloud,
yeah,
and you're back on, and it's like things start getting easy, and it makes it more enjoyable.
Yeah.
Because it's no longer such like a mission to go on like these big rides or just big climbs or whatever. Because you just like, you can chat a bit, and then you get to do sick downhills.
What is it with the access road?
It's just so good.
Brutal, but it's brutal. Like,
Yeah.
no matter how many times you do it, for people that obviously aren't in Queenstown, the access road is the road that takes you up to the top of the bike park if you don't take the gondola. And what is it? Let's say for your average guy, 25 minutes to half an hour
Yeah.
to get it. And
So
that's
like
still
a
like a
normal-
good time, but it's gravel road.
It's quite hard to like knock the time off
Mm.
because you just have to really suffer. But
Cool.
you
Bottom
can
gear for 80% of the climb.
but you can do it like and keep some convo rolling, and we do it in like 25 minutes, and that's all good.
Yeah.
But it's like 500 meters.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah, just shy. And I
Mm.
think, oh no, 450.
And it's just such a good climb because it's like what do they call it? Like an intense, not.
it's a good gradient though. Yeah, like,
It's kind of like
Yeah.
threshold. You just like, there's no let up.
No,
Yeah,
doesn't matter how many times you do it though. It doesn't get easier. You know, and
I
everyone's
reckon
like,
Queenstown Hill's worse.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Pretty
I think
much all
it's,
the climbs
I just
around
don't
here
like
are pretty
it. I just
unrealistic.
don't like the road. I don't like the asphalt road.
Hmm.
Even though it's like grippier and you kind of ride quicker. I don't
We
know.
always do it from home though, so we go up Frothy's,
Yeah.
up Goldfields,
Uh-huh.
and it's much nicer. Yeah, we've only really recently started. We started just riding from home,
Yeah.
and it's so much better
Especially
Yeah.
if
because
it's a bit colder.
you get a bit of a warm up
Yeah.
for 20 minutes, and then you start climbing.
Mm.
And normally we just drive, park at the bike park, unload, and just go straight into the
Cold,
access
yeah.
cold.
Yeah,
and
those
you're
first
like,
2 pinches straight off the
And your
car,
lungs are
they just like
burning.
rip you out.
Yeah.
yeah.
Got like sore lats from like holding on the bike. It's so steep sometimes.
But if you train on a hill like that, every other hill's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
when you go.
Coming from
Back up to
Rotorua,
Rotorua.
I used to think this one climb in Rotorua was kind of steep, and then I came down here. I went back up home for like a week or two, and I was just like, "This is awesome."
Yeah.
Just like smashing out climbs that I used to like think were a little bit like hard, and now they're just completely normal.
Your standard just
And like
changes.
if it was an EWS, we'd walk heaps of the access road.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
Yeah.
All
Just to
past
save
Huck, yeah,
yourself.
you'd walk.
we'd walk that whole stretch from Huckier up to just that hairpin before, because you walk heaps.
How hard are the liaison times to meet these days? Are they?
Oh, they're real chill.
They're not
Yeah,
too bad.
If you didn't have a mechanical that took a bit of time, that would be.
Yeah.
Like
But-
if you lose 5 minutes,
Yeah.
you like to catch up 5 minutes is actually like you have to really go quite a bit harder.
Yeah.
It'd be like trying to knock 5 minutes off
Yeah.
the access road. It's
Yeah.
going from cruising
Yeah.
to really hammering it.
Yeah.
But and I always try and like arrive at the start line with like between 5 and 10 minutes,
Yeah, it's a bit of a.
so that you don't
game,
cool
really.
down too
Mm.
much. But with that timing, if something goes wrong, then all of a sudden
You're
you're,
into the
like,
pump.
now you're arriving bang on. Yeah, but it is. I mean, they do make it chill.
Yeah, that's good.
So
I
you
think.
do walk a lot.
Yeah.
If everything goes to plan, like you have no mechanicals, it's pretty cruisy, really.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like just chilling and walk most of
And
it.
often you like if it's a big climb, so like let's say it was like 700 meters in one hit, they'd have like a little food station, and that
Halfway.
would be like a little neutral zone, and so everyone kind of like meets back up,
You
chats
have,
for
like, a
10
checkout
minutes,
time.
and then you check out, and you go again.
That's good. Yeah, because I think the racing should come down to the downhills at the end of the
Yeah,
day. It
yeah,
shouldn't
yeah.
be a race. To
But
the
then I
stages.
like it when sometimes like it is meant when they like flog you,
Yeah.
but it sucks at the same time.
Mm. What did you think that like tactics will have to come in to, well, like personal tactics of how hard you're going to push yourself if the liaison times were shortened? Because at the moment, I guess you can just pin it and then you can cruise. But if they were like, all right, this liaison time's going to be real tight, you'd be like, all right, shit, actually, it means I need to chill out a bit on that run. But-
yeah.
I'd rather just see you pin it on the downhills. And just
Yeah,
chill
I
on
reckon
it.
it's meant like because the EWS went from like being like a bit of a game of one up where all these events were trying to like make it harder and harder and harder.
Yeah, that
And
was like
then-
the first year I started.
Yeah,
racing, I was
yeah.
like,
And it was just like yeah. So they were just doing every day was 2,000 meters climbing, and then you're doing all this racing. But then you might have like one day will be 2,000, next day will be 1,500. But then you've got to do that in practice as well. So like over 4 days you're doing 7,000 meters climbing.
Yeah.
But it's the last 2 days that are racing, and then when you add racing into it, you're just like completely buggered.
It'll be interesting to see with like the double format they've got this year as well.
Yeah,
Because that's a whole lot more riding as well. So it'll be
Mm.
interesting to see if like fatigue and stuff sets in on the second race.
So how have you found it, Cole? Because you was last year your first time on a factory team, if you like. You went from privateer to
Yeah, I had a pretty good privateer gig, so I got to tag along with Eddie and stuff. So it was
yeah.
probably as good as it gets for a privateer. But yeah, last year was my full proper season, getting properly hubbed out and paid as such. So it was pretty unreal.
Did you feel any pressure,
Um,
or did you feel like pretty confident in yourself? I guess you've been around it a bit.
Yeah, been around it quite a bit, but yeah, definitely felt like a bit of pressure. But then also,
definitely would have been pressure like first race.
yeah, first race.
But then
and
if you do
it was a
okay-
pretty weird first race because we had
Yeah.
to zoom out where it snowed. And it
it
was
looked
like, are we even going to
hard,
race and
yeah.
stuff? But yeah, it's definitely like you're around a whole new team of people and you don't want to fuck up as such.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Did you? Well, I guess the format was a bit different because they didn't have the overall
No, they
Champ,
turned
was it? It
everything
was,
into individual races. So.
individual. So how was? Did that help you kind of chill out, or did you
Yeah,
rather
a
just?
little
It was
bit,
like,
but
oh,
it's
Everyone
still a
was
race at
still
the end of
kind
the
of
day.
like all the riders are still looking at it like there's like you're like yes there's no series but you're still kind of like oh
Yeah, like where have you been?
yeah because so like
I think that's only natural when you're that competitive.
Yeah,
you don't get to
exactly.
where you are.
Yeah,
if you aren't.
so like Jesse Malamed he won 2020
Yeah, he smoked it.
yeah
Yeah, good.
and then like and like you might not get the the kudos for being champion but
You
like
might have that asterisk
amongst
next to
the
it.
riders he won 2 races and
Yeah,
it's like
everyone was like,
and Jack
damn.
Miller's like second or third, and it's like everyone knows the picking order of how it went.
Yeah. Yeah. It depends what people care about, but I think for me, I like the respect from your peers, if you like, is like. Does it really matter much more than that at the end of the day?
Nah.
Obviously, when you were in your position, you are wanting sponsors to pay you a bit more, or you want, and so hopefully the sponsors can see what Jesse did and pay him accordingly and whatever. But I think most importantly, in 10 years' time, everyone's going to be like, yeah, Jesse kick. Everyone's
Yeah,
gonna ask
yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah.
And I think that's what's going to stay with you, not the money you're going to spend, but
Even the momentum into like the next season, being like, I killed it last season. Be pretty good.
So how are you feeling? You've had like, how much time did you have on that bike before last year? Because you went from the pivot to the.
Yeah, when did I get? I got my first bike in December. I got a alloy bike because they were making the V2, which I'm riding now, in carbon, and the alloy was the exact same. But I went to Finale in February, and we did a big team camp then, and then I came back for Crankworth's Rotorua, so I pretty much rode on that bike since February.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I had a good stint on it, and the team camp was really good. My teammate Robin's like super like onto it with suspension setup.
Yeah.
Where I'm pretty not really that onto it with suspension, so it was good like learning off him, and I kind of copied like quite a lot of his settings, and they worked well for me. So
Yeah.
the team camp helped a lot.
And you've got a mint bike.
Yeah, the bike's
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
Like it's, yeah, you can definitely tell.
Yeah, even if you like follow me, everyone's like, "Damn, your bike's like tracking."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
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 Mm.
Which
You,
is like only more confidence inspiring when you
Yeah.
know at least you've got the good equipment.
Yeah, for sure.
Have you had a chance to do any like serious testing yet with your suspension with any of the tech guys, or is that to come, or
Nah,
was
not
it
really.
not going to happen?
I went to the Fox camp in Portugal. We didn't do timing as such, but just like it was my first time ever doing like a Fox camp, and even that was just like just telling them what you're feeling, and then they just like adjust it. And
Yeah.
it was unreal.
Yeah.
Like you're just guessing otherwise. Well, for me especially, when you don't know much. So yeah,
Well, that's good. I guess it will just come with time. The more of those you do, you'll come at least with a
Yeah.
base setting you can
yeah,
give them.
yeah. Like Eddie's, I'm pretty set and forget.
Well, especially for enduro, because
Enduro.
like, you know, you might one stage might be you can't change your bike setup during the race.
No.
Like you
Not a
could,
bike that
you
works.
could, but you're not going to. So you need something that's just going to be, you know, it might not be 100% on every track, but if it's 80% on all of them, it's better than being one that's you know,
Dialed.
it's good for one track and then it's
Shit
shit
for
in
the
the
other.
tight or something. Because
Yeah.
there's so much like variety of trail. So you need a bike that can pedal, but you also need one that can plow, and you just like set it up so that it feels comfortable.
You've been doing well on like quite a few. So what you got second at the Three Peaks,
Yeah.
which is an enduro, but then you podiumed at the national champs,
Oh yeah, the downhill.
the
cross,
downhill, yeah, on the
Yeah.
trail bike.
Yeah.
Were you the? Who was the next trail bike after you? Was
I think Brady Stone was maybe 1 or 2 behind me.
two behind you? But
Yeah, but yeah, a lot of the top guys did crash, but yeah, I was pretty.
Well,
pumped on that one.
yeah, I don't know. It's still like
Yeah, it was a pretty loose track.
pretty
The
gnarly
trail bike.
tracked. Yeah,
But no, the trail bike actually went all good. I think I've just been like lapping all summer
yeah.
on the Gondi, and then it was just like I'm not really used to a downhill bike, so the trail bike is like perfect for me.
Yeah.
It comes. I'm like, if you lap, it's only helpful.
Yeah, like I was saying,
Because like enduro is just like racing downhill multiple times with an element of like physical suffering.
yeah,
But the better you are at going down,
yeah, like this summer I've done 150 laps, and then say when I lived in Rotorua, I wouldn't have done like 40 shuttles
Yeah.
in the summer just because you can't pump them out that quick.
And that's just like you say, that's laps on that we've ticked on the Gondi. The amount of times you've pedalled up as well, you're
Yeah.
not counting those, and there's
Nah.
got to be a few of them. Like you guys are always up there, so you're almost every day
Always
pedaling
bump
up.
into you on the digger.
Yeah, doing something. So no, it's cool. Like I think between you and Charlie Murray as well, I think the two guys that I think I'll be
Yeah.
interested to see how to
Doubt
go.
That guy, he's always a wild card.
Kiwis have got a stacked setup, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were on the was it Trophy of Nations team when they won the under 21s? Oh my
Oh
god,
no, I was in the elite team.
Oh, you all right? I balls up, fact up.
Yeah,
I'll edit that out.
I did a bit of a cock up on that one, but that was like
Oh, it was
such
sick
a fun
race. So
Team New
sick.
Zealand.
Team New Zealand.
In my opinion, won across the board that week.
Yeah,
We
we
were
kept
like-
the vibes high.
Like, yeah,
I was
we're
team
like-
manager.
Eddie was team manager, and Eddie was like real good at like including the juniors and everything, and like we were like a full team as one, which was like pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then like I think even like a couple other teams were like, oh, we need to like get along with the juniors and help them out. They, like,
Oh, it
saw
was
what
me.
were
We took the
doing.
juniors to the strip club on Friday night for team bonding.
Yeah,
We went to the strip club.
Yeah.
And they won.
Yeah, and they won. It was sick. And we'd like go out for team dinners.
Yeah, we had this
And this restaurant
we'd
that
go
was
to.
just like the hub for Team New Zealand. And he was just like, the guy loves us.
Yeah.
And he was just like, yeah, every day he'd like have a table reserved for Team New Zealand. We'd come in. It was so
it was
much
the
fun.
best way to finish the season.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, sorry, I thought you were in the under-21s, but I didn't.
No, I was in the, it was
You were in the
me,
elite,
Walker,
yeah.
And
and
Keegan.
Keegan. Yeah,
Yeah,
so it was us
awesome.
three in the elite team.
Yeah, man.
Well,
Yeah, it was
we
cool.
finished fourth, so we were just off the podium as well.
It was a
Yeah.
pretty tight battle.
Yeah, it was us.
It was
and
sick to
Canada.
watch too, because you're like, as a spectator, because I was just going and watching at the bottom of every stage and then catching up, like, just
With
yeah,
orange slices.
yeah. And you'd like see one rider come, and then you're just like, and then you're like, yes, 2, 3, yes,
Yeah, the
because
first
they're like
stage,
always
I-
in a train.
Did they set them off in a
Well,
in a
that's
team?
you could do
train?
like technique, but we just went for the full train.
So yeah,
Hell yeah, yeah. You'll have to get
and
like
heaps of
NZ
teams,
party shirts.
heaps
so
of
that's
teams
cool.
started doing it once they saw you guys would train.
Yeah, we just drop in like the first two would go like right behind each other, and then the last guy would go like 5 seconds because you could like sprint and catch up, and then it was just like mint because you're always riding like pretty good and you conserve a lot of energy.
Mm.
And I think it was before the last stage, it was like 6 seconds from us to Canada.
Yeah.
And then it's like down men's DH or whatever it's called, and it's like we're like at the top, like getting revved up, like,
Doing a hacker.
There was like 3 of us, and we just had this tactic where Walker would go at the front and just bury himself, and then for the downhill, like the last downhill, Keegan would overtake,
Yeah.
and then we'd slipstream behind Keegan all the way to the finish, and it worked out pretty much.
That was mean to watch too, because you were just like, yeah, you're
Uh,
so nervous. You're just like, oh, and then 1, 2, 3, yes! Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was sick. I reckon that was probably the best race around. I didn't even race it, but it was mean.
Yeah, we killed it. One of the things is coming over here from the UK. I used to race the BDS scene and whatever, and it was quite serious, even at like even amongst like the youth and juvenile.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Pretty serious. And I came here. I can't remember what my first race was, or even my first national here. And I just remember being like, "Where's everyone's turbo trainers at the top?"
Yeah,
I'm like, this guy's not even wearing like fucking shoes or something. Like it's kind of like.
Yeah.
I reckon
And
if you turned up with a turbo trainer at a New Zealand National
Oh.
Way, it would just not.
Even-
It would go down like a lead balloon.
We've
Yeah.
got like this North Island series called the NZDH, and when I was growing up, it's like the series you race, and it's like pretty serious. But then, like, if anyone's warming up, you get this shit ripped out of you. Like, what's this doing riding up the road and doing push-ups for?
All you do is just get in that shark circle
Yeah,
and just pedal around in a circle, and then it'll be like 20 seconds later, you just go in the start gate, off you go.
just not ready.
Yeah, but it obviously seems to work. I think different. Well, like classic
I
saying,
think it just makes you enjoy racing.
Yeah.
Like it makes
More than one way
it
that's
makes,
gonna count,
makes
though.
racing fun.
Mm.
Like if you're brought up like that, it's like you're not
Yes.
like you don't have to deal with, or like your whole development years are just fun.
Yeah,
Whereas like like at a World Cup or even at Enduros, it's like it's a bit tense at the top. Everyone, like we always joke around and like because we're all good friends, but everyone goes about their own little business and stuff. And at a World Cup, it's like you can cut the tension.
yeah,
But you've built up to that point where you can handle it. Whereas if it was like that when you're like 15, how you expected to like stick around?
yeah. No, it
It'd just
definitely.
be shit.
Coming here definitely saved the love for me. Before I came here, I almost pulled the pin on the race night because it was
Oh,
too much.
really?
I was like, mate, I ain't getting sponsored. I'm not anything flash.
I remember.
Like what? And then I was like, it's too expensive and too much time consuming to just turn up to a BDS, get like intimidated, go on pissed off because you're not doing as well as you want. And came here,
and then like
and it
your
was-
expectation is so high because you've put a lot of money into it, and then you're always it's like a big game of keeping up with the Joneses, and it's like
Mm.
if everyone's getting a new bike, but in New Zealand it's like no one. It is kind of heading that way, and it kind of don't really like seeing that.
Yeah.
It's like all
Especially
these kids
down
with
here
like
from the North Island's quite different.
yeah, like all the, lots of kids have fresh bike every season and stuff, but you don't need that.
No.
Like mum and dad don't need to be like, we don't put new tyres on. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like big case of run what you brung. But like I remember going to the UK for my first ever BDS when me and Malik turned up and we just like bought the Black Pearl and drove there, and we went to like a charity shop and got a chest of drawers, and Malik was using that as a workbench. And we pulled up and like people were like having a laugh like at us,
Yeah.
but like not in like a friendly way.
Yeah.
But like no one had a clue who we were.
So
Like no one knew anything.
yeah.
We were just literally sleeping in the back of the van on a mattress, or not in the back of this bus, and it was raining and shit. And like Bernie like let us come and like hang out under his tent and stuff. But like people were just like coming around and having a look, but not talking to us, and just like
Smickering.
yeah. And I was just like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was just like, you guys are shit.
Yeah.
Like what are you laughing at? We've come all the way from New Zealand. You try and fit
Yeah.
anything more than a bike and 23 kilos of cheap luggage.
I don't think people know the struggles too much with. Because put it this way, why do you think the races don't come here?
True.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard, and it's like, and so they think it's easy for individuals.
Well, I just remember being so blown
Especially
away.
privateers,
I just remember being so blown away that people were like having a giggle, like at you, not with you, not coming over
Yeah.
and saying like, "How's it going?" They're just like kind of sniggering and like, "Look at these losers," and I'm like, "Look at you losers with your motorhome mum and dad."
Yeah.
like. At least we're just like, we're going to the pub, see you later.
Yeah.
Like, hang out in the Fort William car park with your mum and dad in a motorhome? That sounds lame.
I think Kiwis kind of like froth like a good hoary setup. Like,
Yeah.
if you go to
Oh,
like a New Zealand
100%.
race and someone's running like a ghetto setup, you're like,
Yeah.
you're like, check it out. You're like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I think very much when you get back home, people know your results. They don't, or like whatever. They want to hear the stories that happened. And if you went and you had a cushy like motorhome, turned up to a race, did your thing, went home, they'd be like, well, what did you even travel halfway around the world for?
And the best
Right.
thing is when you like, so there are like kids like that in New Zealand. When you get them away from mum and dad, they really come out of their shell. Then they start really enjoying themselves.
More into yell. Or something.
Yeah.
But the first time I actually heard of you, Eddie, was so I think your brother had I can't remember what year it was, but your brother had started to like make a bit more on the scene, whatever, and all of a sudden there was like this Eddie Masters dude, and the story was the leather jacket I think you were wearing, and you'd been pulled over by the UCI and you got told it wasn't professional look. And what did you say back to him?
No, it was from riding in a party shirt.
It's a party shirt.
Yeah, at Fort William. And then it was Jonesy. I know Jonesy. And he was the commissaire, and he came up to, I didn't know him at the time.
Yeah.
And he was like, you can't be doing that, it's not professional. I was like, well, I'm not a professional. So, like, I'm literally here on holiday. I had no aspirations to be a pro mountain biker at that point.
Yeah.
I was like, I've worked all summer to pay for this trip. I'm going to wear whatever I want. It was from Primark too.
Is that like,
Lads onto it.
what's his normal marshal point? Marshall's on
Marshall
corner.
6.
Marshall
I'm
6.
pretty sure it was Jonesy. But yeah. And then the leather jacket was like, I flew to Frank. When was like, because he was riding for Bulls, and he was like, "Oh, come and race this IXS Dirt Masters in Winterberg. We'll pick you up and you can roll with us for that week, and then fly to the UK. And like, it's basically a free race you can come do." And I got there, and it was like snowing, like all week, and I had no clothes. So me and Sean McCarroll, we dumpster dove into the clothing bins, and I got the leather jacket, and it was like. I just started running it because it was real warm.
You're running like Velvet Soldier.
Yeah. So I just started running it heaps. I just kept leave it unbuttoned.
Summer edition.
And I remember, as my whole life, I've like idolized Sam Hill, and he's like pretty nice, that bad boy. And I was just like, oh my god.
Boys, did you hear that?
Yeah.
I reckon it's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, he's like, look pretty good in that bad boy. I was just like, oh, this is sick. I wish I still had it. I don't even know where it went. But it was mean because you could just wipe it off.
Yeah.
Mud.
And it's more protective than a jersey.
Yeah.
So you probably like up on the PPE.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was shit hot.
I bet it was pretty shit hot.
Back.
Oh, we've been going for almost an hour and a half. I think that's not a bad time to wrap it up.
Bloody good.
But I don't know what notes do we leave on. I guess moving into seeing how how you feeling? What
Feeling good.
confident
Feeling
as ever?
good. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just keen to get racing.
Yeah, it's always nice to get like this.
Yeah. Sometimes I like racing more than riding. You just like, because you just get to ride certain tracks that are like,
And once you get the first
form
race out of the
and
race,
yeah,
it
yeah,
just,
yeah.
like, flows. And
Enduro's meant because you're nervous for the first stage and then the race flows into each other.
Yeah.
But downhill's sick because you just go flat out and the tracks build. It's like moto, where the ruts build up and it's not like you can just go to a bike park and ride a track that will ride that well or be rough, but like
Doesn't get the traffic down it.
doesn't get the
that
traffic. It
line.
doesn't build up the ruts that like will actually hold you at speed and stuff. So yeah, we're pretty lucky to get to ride some sick trails.
yeah.
I like having that excuse to just go balls to the wall and scare yourself. Otherwise,
Mm.
I don't know. It's kind of just you got to be a bit of a nutcase to do it if you're not racing. I think.
Yeah, there are some few nutcases out there though.
Yeah.
There's a few in this town.
There's a quiet.
Ben Watkins, fuck.
Yeah, whenever you ride with the boys, you're like, whoa.
Yeah, the level of local in Queenstown is pretty insane.
The undercover brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack, like what was Jacko saying the other day? He's just mid-fed loop, rolls into Mini Dream, flips the thing,
Oh,
and
yeah.
doesn't even stop and just rolls back out.
Yeah, Jacko does a full foot loop and like comes out. He's like, oh, I did a pretty good lap today. He reckons he gets to the table, does a full loop down, rocks up to Mini Dream, doesn't stop, rolls through the full jump line,
Just cuts in front of everyone.
flips the last one, puts stropper up and like pedals out to like the
Casual as you can be.
Mid-trail ride, just like mad steez, big backy,
yeah.
drop her up,
And he
back
reckons
into the
there were
rest of
people
the trail
watching and
ride.
he goes, oh, I reckon that was pretty close.
No,
Yeah.
definitely keen to get Jacko and Dave talking a few stories as well.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm going to keep these going.
Get him going.
But yeah, I look forward to
Yeah,
seeing
get
what you
Jacko and
fellas
Horse
get
on
to.
one, actually, that would be a good one.
Yeah.
Horse has got some real good stories because he chased the like World Cup dream for a year,
Yeah.
and shit, he's got some good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of people that remember Nick Bygate from his 1 year.
what season was this? I'll have to.
It would have been like 2010, 2011, I think.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
a bit ago.
And because he's like mates with Brooke and stuff, he's just rolling around with all the boys. But he'd be able to tell you some pretty funny stories, and loads of people still ask me about Horse.
Yeah, he's definitely someone
Jill
who
Kittner
don't
was a
forget.
big fan.
Really?
Yeah. Well, because Marshy was her mechanic.
Oh,
So
true.
he was always there. And
Yeah.
she always asked, is that Horse still around?
That's a quick question. Is Marshy with you guys again this year? Because he.
Nah, that was just a one-time
That was
deal.
just a one-time
Yeah.
deal. Get
It was
the boys
real funny
rolling.
too because so in qualies I beat Greg, so he was stoked.
Yeah, I'll
and
bet.
then and there was like no hard feelings, but he was just like, that was pretty cool. And then he's like, if you don't get on the, he's like, you better get on the podium. He's like, yeah, you're looking good out there. You better get on the podium. He's like, if you're not on the podium, I won't be here. I'm going to pick up my new KTM. And no word of a lie, you get not on the podium. Marshy's nowhere to be seen. He's already gone.
Man, it was weird.
Yeah. And another, to end with a funny little Marshy story. So like, I like come into the pits and he's built my bike and he's got it all ready, and then I hop on it and it's like, I'm like bouncing around. I'm like, oh, it feels weird. I'm bouncing around, I'm looking at him, and he's just like kind of like messing around on his phone. Then I was like, go over and I'm like, I was like, it's something not quite right. He's like, you passed the test.
Yeah.
So I messed with all my settings to see if I could feel it.
Well, he was just like waiting to see if you passed the test.
Yeah, if I could tell that he'd changed all my settings.
It's awesome you did, but it would have been just as awesome if you didn't.
Yeah, I know.
and put down like the best run of your life.
Nah,
or
because
something.
then he would have just put in what he thinks is mint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very true.
Yeah, he's got a few good theories.
Um,
Yeah, Oh, bloody good.
Well, yeah, I'll let you guys get away.
That's 1 hour 30. Boom.
Bang on the dot.
Too easy.
Well, good luck overseas, boys, and we'll see you in 3.5, 4 months.
Thanks for having us.